So as of now, that is what I'm seeing, and I've been pretty, even in spite of so many people bullish, I've had to just stick to what the charts are telling me. And again, it's been a great rally. It looks monstrous, but what I mentioned in the beginning when we started talking was if you zoom out on the chart, we have to take it into account, right? So here's your big M top, and this was the recent rally. Now, interestingly enough, if we look at this low here in June to the high in August, that's almost the same distance as from here to here. So again, you have to kind of keep it in perspective versus, I know everyone wants to get excited that Bitcoin's headed to 100,000 or higher, but right now it again just appears to be that bear market rally. In addition, there was a classic top signal here on Bitcoin. This is called the topping tail. And this was put in right here. As soon as that happened, that's a note to investors that you're likely going to see a fall. And that's exactly what we've seen. We've seen Bitcoin starting to come back in. Now, I'll give you the technical support levels. Now, I think eventually we break all of these to the downside. But right now, this would be your next support right around 21,300. This is that pre-FFTX collapse where we came up to it and we pulled back, then we broke through. And then if that gets taken out to the downside, you have this beautiful trend line, the midpoint of here with these lows over here. So these would be your next two downside supports. Even though I think it's going to 12 to 13, maybe 9, it's not like I'm waiting with my cash to buy at 9, right? I'm smart enough to know that I'm not smart, meaning that I don't know the exact low. And so what that means is that when it was in the 17 range, I picked up a 1/6 position, meaning that it was 1/6 of the bag that I want to accumulate on Bitcoin. And basically what I said to myself is every 2,000 to 3,000 down, I'm going to just add another 1/6 until I have a full 6/6 position, right? And so I think that's kind of where I am right now, is that ultimately I do expect potentially to go as low as 9, but I don't want to be left with nothing in the Bitcoin bag if it doesn't get there. And so that's really where dollar cost averaging, I mean, once you get down in the sub 20,000 level, you're now really close to the low. A lot of retail investors have gotten very bullish, thinking it's going to be a repeat of 2021. The problem is we have different things, right? So in 2021, interest rates were 0, the Fed was printing money, and the government was sending checks out to most Americans. Now we have 2023, interest rates are 5%, which again, remember, sucks money out of the system. There's no quantitative easing, and the government obviously is not sending checks out. So I think investors have to be very, very careful here. I've seen many bear market rallies. This has all the earmarks of another bear market rally. So here we have the chart of the S&P 500, right? And again, what I think investors are really queuing off of, there's a couple things that are bullish in the near term here. So number one would be basically the fact that if you look at this low, we've made a higher low and also a high and a higher high. So in terms of short-term bullishness, there's no doubt about that. In addition, there was a trend line that was broken here where we also went above it, which people are saying, okay, this is a big breakout. This is the start of a new bull market. The problem is I've seen many, many markets during bear cycles do this exact thing. And we've seen a market that comes back to the lows and even makes new lows. And so again, that's the problem I'm facing here, is that to me, until I see some of the other factors align, to me, this is not a bullish breakout of a bull market or a new bull market. To me, what does that tell me? Well, if we're going to head back down and we're going to make a new low, where is your likely target going to be? And that would be this trend line right here, which was your pre-COVID high. So to me, and this probably plays out over the next 2 months, I would say. And I think, again, we're maybe even starting to see that weakness creep back in. We've seen all of these kind of former meme stocks run very similar to the top in 2021. I think this is an interim top inside of this bear market, and probably within 2 to 3 months, we're down to this trend line at around 3,400 on the S&P. If you don't have money being printed and the stock market does decline by as much as 25% in 2023, like I'm predicting, where is Bitcoin? Where are other asset prices that are risk-on assets like Bitcoin? And I would dare say that without the Fed's printing of money, Bitcoin is still headed towards 12 to 13,000 and maybe as low as 9,000.